Right, 3 September 2024, and today I'll be giving you my evening update as usual. This is an update that I give so that we have clarity before we go to bed, because so many things happen in Zimbabwe, and we need to make sure that we end the day with clarity. And the biggest story that we have right now is the story of Zimbabwe Electoral Commission chairperson, Priscilla Chigumba. And this is an accident which happened about a day ago. And this has been breaking throughout the country. It has become a topic for discussion. And one of the biggest reasons why this has become a topic for discussion is because there is a lot of secretive approach by the police on this accident. The police of Zimbabwe have not been forthcoming with information. They promised to issue a statement and they've not done so. So the police of Zimbabwe have not issued a statement on that accident by ZEC Chairperson, Priscilla Chigumba. So what we have right now are speculations and also statements by onlookers or people who were at the scene, who have talked to various people, including one of the victims has come out today and talked about what happened. So I want to start with the speculation that is out there. And this is obviously not confirmed. I don't know what the police are going to say. But there is speculation that the reason why the police are delaying to announce anything about this accident is because the driver of the car in which Chigumba had an accident was actually drunk. So they had more beer in the system than what they're supposed to have. I do not know if there was any testing that was carried out at this scene. But normally what happens is, if there's such an accident, then there will be a test to say, was this driver sober or not? And now someone who was involved in this accident has come out and they've given a description of what happened. They've also shared pictures of what happened during the accident. So if you go to Gambakwe, you're going to see a full description by the victim of how the accident happened. So you can go and check it out. There was a woman who had a baby in her car, and she was driving behind Priscilla Chigumba and her car. And there was another car between her car and the Land Cruiser in which Priscilla Chigumba was in. And she says Chigumba then overtook a truck or overtook a vehicle. I don't know which one she overtook, but this resulted in an oncoming tanker then trying to avoid her car, the Land Cruiser, and she was hit on the right side. So if you look on the car, you see that she was hit on the right side. That is the truck that hit her on the right side, causing her to flip or go out of the road. And you can see those airbags there. And the second car, in which the woman who is talking was, had a baby at the back on a baby seat, on a baby seat. And that baby in the car in which they were hit from the door side and also from the back, and the car flipped over. So she gave a full description. You can go and see the description on Gambakwe. And then there's obviously the question of where is the Honda Fit? Where is the third car? Because no one seems to have seen this car. The only cars that have been seen right now is the Land Cruiser and the other car that was overturned, where there was the baby inside. So the speculation is that the police are trying to hide this information. And yesterday I explained to you that there are two reasons why the police are hiding this information. Firstly, like we're finding out now, that Chigumba was drunk. If she was the driver or whoever was driving there was drunk. And whoever that person is, what is their status in society? So there is a possibility that there was someone in this crowd or in this group of Chigumba, whom if you find out who it was, you're going to be shocked and surprised to see who that person is. So we're all waiting to see what the police are going to say. if you cause an accident and there's damage, you are obviously liable, and Chigumba knows as a lawyer that she is liable if she caused an accident. According to what has happened here, in terms of third-party rules, she's responsible for every single car that was involved in this accident. So here in South Africa, third-party normally costs about 5 million. So they normally insure you up to about 5 million for third-party, because sometimes you crash into a very expensive car. So I'm sure the people who are responsible here, who are affected here, are going to be claiming from her for causing this accident, and also for any injuries that they would have experienced. And that includes the guys of the tanker. They'll be coming after her to say, we've lost money, our driver is injured, all those kind of things. And I don't know what has happened to the Honda Fit. We're going to find out more details. So the Zimbabwe police, as usual, being shady and not coming out to issue the statement that they say they're going to issue with the details. They must finish the investigation. This is a high-profile case. By now, we should be knowing what happened, and we should be knowing what is going to happen to Chigumba. She mustn't be hiding in a house. She must be out there explaining what happened. She almost killed people here. So this is a developing story, and I'll be giving you this story as we go. I'll keep on this story until it's concluded. Now, I want to go to a very interesting story, but before that, I want to go to a very sad story of the former MTN CEO, Sifiso Dabengwa. He was the Zimbabwean born. He was born in Zimbabwe, but lived mostly in South Africa, where he rose up to sit on many boards and also to become the CEO of MTN Group. And he passed away this week. He had been sick with cancer for a very long time. And he is going to be buried on Sunday in 4 ways. The memorial service is going to be on Friday between 2 and 6. And we're going to stream that here. If we get an opportunity, I'm going to be streaming his memorial service here on Friday. So that is Sifiso Dabengwa, the former MTN CEO who passed away this week. Then in another story, Bishop Nyamakanga has written a letter from prison, and that letter is available on Gambakwe.com. If you go there now, you see the letter. And in the letter, he is giving his view of what has happened. So I want to show you the letter so that you can understand what's going on. Bishop Nyamakanga is very depressed and he's very unwell because of the current situation. He says he's been arrested and jailed without cause. There have been no charges laid against him, and he has never seen Jacob Ngaravume before they met together in jail. So he's surprised that he's being put in jail with Jacob Ngaravume, and he doesn't know why this has happened. So he has gone out and put out a statement, and he's appealing for Zimbabweans to assist in this situation because this is unheard of. That someone can be arrested and they can be put in jail for no reason. So you can go and check out this letter, a statement by Bishop Nyamakanga. I greet you, all intercessors. I know you are praying for me, and I would like to thank you for standing with me. I also want to appreciate all those who are helping my family during my absence. I've instructed this statement to be written, as you know that I am in remand prison on allegations I never committed. I thought I should update you to enlighten us on what has happened and the current state on my case. Some of you might not be aware that I was picked up on 2 August 2024 from my home and charged with the crime of participating in a meeting that turned violent, according to them. I'm also accused of inciting violence, a thing that I never committed. I neither incited any violence nor participated in any political violence act at any point. I'm currently jointly charged with Jacob Ngaravume as a co-accused on the crime I never committed. I never had any meeting with Mr. Jacob Ngaravume before my arrest, neither present on the crime scene indicated on the docket. I want you to know that my case is just a political persecution, and I disassociate myself from accusations attached to me together with Mr. Jacob Ngarivume. You all know that we've been praying for peace in our nation and for positive change to happen through dialogue from two major political stakeholders. And the video as evidence are on my YouTube channel. I encourage you to steadfastly pray for me for justice to take its course, as I am continuously remanded back in custody without trial or bail. Today, it's now a full month in custody without trial. Yours sincerely, Bishop S. Nyamakanga, head of Zimbabwe Intercessors Movement. So this is a letter that has been written by Bishop Nyamakanga, and I would like to ask you to please pray for Bishop Nyamakanga, but we need to do more than just pray. There is a lot that needs to be done regarding the cases that are currently in court. I'm constantly in touch with the lawyers. And unfortunately, there is very little that the lawyers can do. Sometimes they don't even know what's happening with the cases. So the people are just being sent back to jail without the lawyers knowing. And sometimes there's no money for the lawyers. The families are struggling. So we need to help these families. Bishop Nyamakanga has not done anything. You know very well that he has never done any protest or been participating in any protest. And anyhow, the SADC summit is over. So Mnangagwa should just release those people that he arrested and let the nation move forward. Mnangagwa is becoming a menace. And just today, they have gone to Mjutare and they have started again the 2030 thing. So Mjutare province of ZANU-PF today has resolved that Mnangagwa should stay in office until 2030 or beyond. So I do not understand why Mnangagwa would go to China and say that he's not going to go to 2030. And then today they go again and do the 2030 resolution. They're continuing with the amendments of the constitution, which is crazy and unbelievable. Mnangagwa has become a curse on our nation. And as he travels all over the world, he's embarrassing himself everywhere he goes, which is a mess. I don't think this is what we ever thought would happen in our country. So what I would like to do is bring this to an end, and let's recap and look at some comments. Priscilla Chigumba, Justice, who is the chairperson of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, the driver of a car was drunk, according to sources, and that is why the Zimbabwe Republic Police are failing to issue a statement on what happened during that accident. And I've been told that she is the one who was driving the car, but obviously there's no confirmation on that. And if she's the one who was driving the car, then she's liable, or whoever was driving the car is liable for the damages that she has caused to other people's property. So let's see what happens. Eventually, the police will have to issue a statement. And the people who were hurt and whose properties were lost will have to sue her. Then let's start with Mkoma Isaac. What happened to Chatunga? If you go to our platforms, you will see what happened to Chatunga. He was released on bail. He's going to be back in court on the 16th of September. So go to Gambakwe, we check out. So we've given you an update on that. And then let's hope that people won't disappear after making a claim. I don't think so. Chigumba is a lightweight. She is a victim herself, but she needs to do something here. Chigumba needs to do the right thing. A baby was hurt. A baby has blood all over her face. You can go and check it on Gambakwe. We've put the pictures there. Chigumba must just do the right thing and resolve this situation. And the police must do what needs to be done. They cannot continue the way that they continue. And then let's see about where are the human rights lawyers. Yes, the Zimbabwe lawyers for human rights are involved. But as you know, the Zimbabwe lawyers for human rights have got limited funding. My belief is that they lost their funding in Masvingo. We carried a story of that nature. So I do not know if they've also lost their funding in Harare. But I normally talk to some people who are connected, and I don't know how it works. I know that Bishop Nyamakanga is a lawyer, and we'll talk to that lawyer to find out who is funding the lawyer. However, speaking about premonitions, about 3 weeks ago, Prince Dubeko Sibanda had an accident on his way to Bulawayo. And he called me and said, Gambakwe, you know, when I had that accident, that day, I had a feeling that I was going to die that day. So he says, I could not believe it, but I woke up feeling like this was going to be the end of my life. And I said, why do you say that? And he says, that whole day, like I was as if I'm somewhere else. And I do not know what that was all about. But after that accident, this is where this whole thing happened. And eventually he is in jail. Many people are not even talking about Prince Duwekos Banda, who has been sitting in jail for nothing. He was not involved in all those things that happened. And Mnangagwa should just release those people. Mnangagwa must understand that no one takes him seriously anymore. When you look at Mnangagwa right now, all you see is a crazy person. I don't have any respect for someone who does things that cannot be explained. When you arrest people and throw them in jail for protesting in SADC, and SADC is finished, what is that? So no one understands what Mnangagwa is doing. You're keeping people in jail and there are no charges, there is no bail. What is the point? We are keeping people in jail for the ZEC. There's over 600 people in jail for the ZEC right now. And the ZEC is crashing. So I do not understand what Mnangagwa was doing. But as I said, God wants to punish Mnangagwa in public. And first, he wants him to make himself a fool in front of everyone. So I would like to, Mkoma SK, please, Chigumba. Someone got arrested for that statement he just said about Chigumba. Mkoma Tafa said, how did they lose their funding? Elaborate, Gambakwe Media. So if you Google Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights, Maswingo, and then you say funding, right? I think we carried a story like that sometime earlier this year. You can also go and check the Zimbabwe Mirror, and I think they were closing one of their branches in Maswingo, or close its branch or something. So just check it out. I might be mistaken. But it was something like that. It's not easy to get funding. So it says here, Zimbabwe conduct notice to Maswingo and stakeholders. You can go and check it out on kubatana.net. There is such a story here, which says they won't be receiving any walk-in clients at all our offices across the country as part of measures to limit contact. I think this was before, but check it out online. These guys have done a lot of good work. So myself, I've had family members who is helped by Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights. And you remember that there is a story of Pastor Masai. We sent a letter to Parliament. We sent a letter to the Police Commissioner, General Manhanga, over the murder and disappearance of Pastor Tafmane Masai. And these are the guys who helped us to do that. On top of Advocate Agent Zigumbu, obviously, who assisted us with drafting the letters. So there's a lot that is happening in this space. And I hope that these guys are able to get up on their feet and get a strong team. Because I just feel that the Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights doesn't have a desk that speaks. They need to have a proper place where they can say, today this happened, or when they tweet Kuti, this happened. So normally I see something in a newspaper when the Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights is the one that is running the case. So that shouldn't happen. So let's take, for example, today, there was the case of Ngarivum. So if you go to Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights on their website, let's see what is there today. So there's something about someone barricading Maswingo and burning tires. Munetsi, there's something about Munetsi there. And then that is it. That's all I can see here. But all I'm saying is they need to do better at communication. This is the age of media. Anyone can be a media person. So we need more communication from these guys because people are really interested in knowing the cases. What's happening to Namatai? What's happening to Timber? What's happening to the rest of the guys? That's also very important for us to know. On top of the work that they're doing, I think they can do much better in terms of communication. I don't have to chase. Every day I'm chasing lawyers. What's happening, lawyer? What's happening, lawyer? We need to find out this information as quickly as possible. So I think we've covered everything, and I really appreciate everything that you've been doing for Gambakwe, all the support. And we'll be back tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. as I give you an update on all the things that will be happening, all the breaking news. And I'll also give you an update on Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa has failed to get anything from China. He went there unprepared, went there without the document. And this is the problem with the African presidents. When they go to China, they get eaten for lunch because they go there with nothing. And Mnangagwa, they didn't even have a tablet with something to say. They were just sitting there saying, oh, this company is going so well. BYD is doing well. When the South Africans went there, they had a contract, they had an MOU. The Zimbabwean guys just got there and they don't do much. They are underselling themselves. And Mnangagwa, when they go out of this of Zimbabwe to go to China, China has got so much potential relationships that you can create, but Mnangagwa doesn't get it. So let's see what happens at FOCAC. 50 presidents over there right now, 50 African presidents, including the president of Rwanda, who just arrived, I think, like an hour or two ago. I would like to thank all of you for watching. Please go and check out the letter by Bishop Namakanga. I'll be distributing it in the various groups, and we'll try to send it to the right place where it can get attention. Thank you very much, and a good night